Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nacor webcast, following in the footsteps of the Lotus-born Guru, the life and liberation of Guru Rinpoche. To those of you returning from last month's session, welcome back. And to those joining us for the first time, we're delighted to have you with us, and thank you for being here. Today, we are honored to have Phakchok Rinpoche teach on Khandro Yeshe Tsogyal's aspiration to be reborn in Sandalpari, the glorious copper-colored mountain, which is the Pure Land of Guru Rinpoche. This teaching concludes our 11-part webcast series, following in the footsteps of the Lotus-born Guru. And we are grateful that Rinpoche has kindly offered to close the series with an explanation of this beautiful and profound prayer. Before Rinpoche joins us, let us first set our motivation, remembering the words of the awakened masters of the past. By the power and the truth of our gathering here today, may all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness.
So
May
today is a bit of a
suffering
special
and
day, Guru Rinpoche Day. But what we're doing right now is a little bit different. So everyone,
we're doing it live today. So Rinpoche will be joining us soon. But before that, we're going to set our motivation with the following prayer. By the power and the truth of our gathering here today, may all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the great happiness devoid of suffering. And may they dwell in the great equanimity that is free from attachment and aversion. As always, we begin by setting our motivation and invoking Guru Rinpoche, following the example of the great masters of our time. In today's session, we will invoke the Guru using the renowned 6-line Vajra supplication, also known as the Dusam Sangye prayer. The Dusam Sangye prayer is one of the most beloved and powerful invocations of Guru Rinpoche, and it will be chanted by the great upholder of Chogyal Lingpa's treasure lineage, Kapche Tulku Organ Rinpoche. So to recap, in our previous webcast, we explored the life and enduring legacy of Terchen Chogyal Dechen Shikpo Lingpa, who in the 19th century worked tirelessly to uphold and preserve the Mahaguru's teachings. Alongside him stood two other great masters, Jamyang Khyentse Wangpo and Jamgung Kongtrul Lodro Taye, with whom he shared a deep commitment to preserve and spread the Mahaguru's teachings. If you missed the previous episodes, you can catch up on YouTube by scanning the QR code or visiting the Nacor YouTube channel. Additionally, our Nacor website offers links to our Vimeo page, where you can watch previous episodes in other languages provided by our interpreters. Thank you, interpreters. We would like to remind everyone that next month's Guru Rinpoche Day, August 4th, commemorates the birth of Guru Rinpoche. According to the Tibetan lunar calendar, this auspicious day also marks the birth of Khandro Yeshe Tsogyal and Terchen Chogyal Dechen Shikpo Lingpa. To celebrate this special occasion, Same will host a Tsokbum, a 100,000 accumulation of the feast offering prayer, at a Sura cave in Nepal. We warmly invite you to join us for this event, which will be streamed live via Zoom. Same will share further details via email shortly. You can also visit the Same Institute homepage for more information about this. So today, in the 5th Tibetan month, as we celebrate Guru Rinpoche Day with Rinpoche's teaching, we commemorate Guru Rinpoche's manifestation as Guru Singye Jadok and his courageous defense of the Dharma in India. Today, Rinpoche will teach on traveling to the glorious copper-colored mountain, a profound aspiration prayer composed by Khandro Yeshe Tsogyal. It expresses the heartfelt wish to be reborn in the Pure Land of Sangdo Palri, the glorious copper-colored mountain, the spiritual domain of Guru Padmasambhava. This prayer invokes blessings from enlightened beings, requests guidance at the moment of death, and aspires for liberation from samsara. The prayer will not be displayed on the screen so that everyone can see Rinpoche clearly. If you would like to download the prayer's translation to follow along with the teaching, please scan the barcode or visit our homepage, samyatranslations.org. This prayer is available in multiple languages. A heartfelt thank you also to everyone who has generally supported our NACOR webcasts. Your kindness brings these teachings to life. If you would like to make an offering to Rinpoche, you can do so by scanning the barcode or visiting samyatranslations.org/donate. All offerings today will go directly to Rinpoche. Thank you so much for your support. So now we will wait in silent meditation. It looks like Rinpoche has arrived, so he will teach shortly. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I know some new friends. This actually today is not part of the uh, uh, dignity program. So they have many countries in Buddhist countries, in majority Buddhist countries in the world, and specifically the Himalaya, especially Tibet, then surrounding the Tibet, for example, like Ladakh in India, Sikkim in India, Bhutan, then Nepal, then some part of Mongolia, some part of China. So all that surrounding Himalayas has an influence by one Buddhist tradition. It's called Vajrayana, or nowadays in the world they call Tibetan Buddhism, but actually it's Vajrayana. So so they don't want to 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 mambo don't want to so mm, so the unique part of the Vajrayana or Tibetan Buddhism is very inclusive. Inclusive meaning the teachings in a style of Buddha has divided many traditions style, such as called Theravada style, um, then Mahayana style from China and Japan and Korea and Vietnam. Theravada style have many other countries like Burma, Cambodia, Thailand, Sri Lanka. And this Vajrayana tradition specifically is very inclusive because we practice the main point of Theravadas and Vajrayana, Mahayanas. Then we have our own unique focus on meditation and practices. So it's a very, for me, what I see is very inclusive. So, for example, now many of you, not so much, I don't know, but in Japan, I went to Japan one time, just recently. In Japan, their tradition is how Buddhist schools are divided on their focus. Some they focus on Amitabha to when they die, go to Pure Land. One focus on Zen, meditation. One focus called Nichiren is a Namo Horengejo group, and one group is they call um, um, Shingon Buddhism, Vajrayana. Then they have a mixture of Mahayana and Shingon called Tendai tradition. So they have different sects like that. But when I went to Japan, I said, I practice almost all of yours. I chant, I meditate, I do Vajrayana style practice. I read sutras and I pray to go to Amitabha land, Pure Land. So I say, I do all that. So this is the unique part of the Vajrayana, especially Tibetan Buddhism, is we're very inclusive. So the reason behind is really to have a good, how you say, healthy body, for example, means your all organs and your all heart organs, senses healthy, then we say our body is healthy. Our emotion is balanced, our mind is balanced, our memory does not have bad memories. You have bad memories, all sort of transform, you have resolved your bad memories, and you have a good character, and you have a balanced emotions with a kind heart, and you have a very good intelligence, like knowledge of life. We say it's healthy human beings, emotionally. Just being happy does not mean healthy, you know, and being healthy does not mean happy too, you see. So very good human being need to be inclusive. So that's why Tibetan Buddhism in Vajrayana is very inclusive of different practices is combined. And this not happen just like that. Huh? It's happened because of 7th and 8th century. Very famous, very well-known teacher. His name is Guru Padma Sambhava, Guru Rinpoche, in short, in Tibetan way. And he actually born in nowadays in Pakistan, called Swat Valley area. And he actually went to study Buddhism in a variety of places in India. And he actually practiced majority time in Nepal, now in Nepal. Then his activity, meaning that he give the teachings, instructions, that the biggest impact was in Himalayan kingdoms. So that time, Tibet has an emperor, and this emperor has a very big empire. So he wanted to become Buddhist because his great-great-grandfather married with a Nepali girl, Nepali princess, China princess. So they both are kind of Buddhists. So the great-great-great-grandparents are a little bit influenced already by Buddhists. So when great-grandson, the fifth generation about that, his name is Tisong Detsen, it's 8th century. He wanted to invite Guru Rinpoche to propagate the Dharma. Then he established the first institution called Samye Monastery. So that's why you can see our meditation center name called Samye, New York. Because of that, the first our institution in Tibet was a name called Samye. And they focus actually called 5 sciences. They teach not just religion, they teach art, they teach medicine, they teach astrology, they teach philosophy, they teach meditation, and they teach how to write poetry, how to make a word correctly, how to do translation correctly. All together, major and minor sciences together, they call science, but they're together all 10 and put together in the major 5 sciences. So, so this Guru Rinpoche visit to Tibet, he was, the emperor was age 21. Tizong Desen was 21. So he was invited he invited Guru Rinpoche. Guru Rinpoche stayed there public figurely or privately, altogether 50 over years. So the Tibet emperor died. His son came as an emperor, the younger son. Until that, the Guru Rinpoche stayed back to Tibet over 50 over years. So the funny part is, amazing part is we age, and for example, like me, I have start gray hairs growing, from my ear, Guru Rinpoche overstayed 50 over years in Tibet. He no age one single. So that's why in Tibet we known Guru Rinpoche does not age. He doesn't age. So he sort of overcome, we say he overcome his death. He overcomes elements. And he actually have a much more greater things. So what he did is, he said, to really establish the Dharma in Tibet people must practice well to gain some kind of realization. Without your realization, your achievement, then the teaching not going to last. So then there was over 100 students practice retreat, and from 100 students there was 26 of them gain much more how you say realization and super nature powers that you can call. Some they can ride on the sun rays. Some they go through the mountains without any problem. And one person, he swim like a fish, but that I think amazing for me because I know how to swimming, but means he can really go fast. So I think that is amazing. Just swimming is not, but he can, go very fast. So each disciple show their own thing. And so then after that, all this happens. And Guru Rinpoche not only just established the institution or teachings, actually he blessed many statues, that time made statues. small like this, some little bit like this. And he himself blessed. And he said, this is represent of my body. Okay, number one. Number two, he said, I'm going to give the teachings. Don't spread the teaching now. You keep this right on the text, hidden in the mountain. And he put this mountain, this rock, this lake, this river, whatever, whatever. And he says, future, they have one person going to call this name, going to come and reveal this particular text. And after Guru Rinpoche left in 55 years later, after like 1 century or a little bit less than 1 century, then they start this prediction. Guru Rinpoche, masters, his disciples start coming up. Over 100 revealers, we call revealers, who reveal the text. Still, we are revealing in Tibet. Still, people revealing from the mountains and statues and medicines and books and still revealing. And they all predicted name for 100 names. They're like that. That is a second. And third, Guru Rinpoche said his realization going to be carry on, all the disciples. So until now, many masters, the realization then, is still alive and going on, strong. So I give you an example. I had my colleague, my practitioner friend, and I said, because I usually go to retreat, and when I go to retreat, the problem is physical illness. And the problem in the retreat is you make a commitment that whatever happens, I don't want to go out. So that is the problem. When you have emergency, you want to go out. So pretty sure you're American, you're going to dial 911 and call an ambulance, and you want to go to Bassett Hospital in Cooper's Town. And I said, pretty sure they have nuns, nun meaning, nuns, female practitioners. Pretty sure there are many, and I don't know how many, please you check. So after that happens, then what happened is he went to 3 small, tiny temples. There was 70 lifetime retreatants in the mountain. And the living style, how they live, is worse than homeless. You should remember, they are like Cooperstown. Winter is snow, cold breeze, wind, breeze. So it's very, very typical. There were 70 nuns. The amazing part is, I said, I'm going to send money to rebuild the retreat place. They say, no. I say, I'm going to send you money to have this. They say, no. Yeah. Then I say, okay, I'm going to send you doctor every 3 months to give you medicine. Thank you. We want that. Right? So like this. So because I see so many new faces, I need to start with something. Older students, they know the whole thing. My topic is very easy. I just can go through, but I see a lot of new faces, and you sort of wondering why this today, Rinpoche going to talk about this thing. I came here for dignity, not for this lecturing about this one master who came. Who cares, right? So in America, I think it's very interesting because I went to Philly, and I went to this very called Liberty Bell in Philly's museum. And the person there is explaining very proudly, so the forefathers and Abraham Lincoln, I don't know who, what, and all this, and explaining very much on liberty, and 13 state and 13 stars, and now we have 50 stars, then slowly 51 star. He's very proudly saying, in the US, you need to remember the forefathers, what they did. Like Happy 4th of July, for example, yesterday, right? How many people died, how many people sacrificed, how many people go through difficulty that we can sort of enjoy right now, right? Exactly the same thing, that what we learn today, these teachings and the practice and everything, is not just happen because of me or because of my teacher. It happened 1,300 years ago. All right. So that's why you need to sort of get back and think back how much put the effort, how much they develop, how much they actually. So good to go back to and sort of recall and sort of appreciate and sort of reconnect. You know, when you forget the past, then you're going to be a miserable person, I think. When you don't forget the past, you know, I came here in the US, then I sort of, you know, we celebrate my daughter. Yesterday I missed up the music because my daughter is said today is 4th of July and I need to bring mommy and daddy for dinner. And I say, I need to be the music. And she said, the family is important or not? So how I can say no in that kind of situations? So I went down, we have a dinner and she paid for that dinner. She's a 14 now. She paid for the dinner. Then I came back. Then right away, I rush back to the here and say hello, everybody. So that is a situation like that. So when you have a family, I think you know this kind of things. And when you have a strong daughter, then I think you know more. Yeah. So this is Guru Rinpoche is a really significant, for me, is really significant a figure for actually for Vajrayana practitioner. And its amazing part is when you really study Vajrayana and you really appreciate one thing, it's inclusive. I'm talking about Buddhism. It's inclusive. Inclusive meaning the Theravada tradition is there, Mahayana tradition is there, the Vajrayana variety tradition is there. Of course, we don't practice all the Theravada practices, but we practice essential of Theravadas, the essential of Mahayanas is included in the Vajrayana. But when you go to Theravada tradition, you're not going to hear about Vajrayana techniques. When you go to Mahayana tradition, you're not going to hear Vajrayana techniques. But when you come to Vajrayana, you're going to hear the main important points of the thing. That is the unique part of the Guru Rinpoche, his way of teaching to the thing. So now you have new students here, new friends. So I just want to let you know a little bit of the Cooperstown history. I did not come here to convert people in Cooperstown, actually, or Americans. I come here, my uncle has a center in California, okay? And I visiting there, and I have a very old friends of my grandfather's kind of student, my uncle of student, but she's actually Catholic. She's not a Buddhist. And then I went to Mexico and she came and she said, Rinpoche, I have a house in Cooperstown and 27 acres and I want to give to you as a marriage gift. So that time, no, me and my wife, we just got married. And I said, no. Then again, she came back 1 year later. She said, I want to give you, you know, why? I said, why? They have a 10 minutes drive, they have opera house. 5 minutes drive, you have a museums. 3 minutes drive, you have a BASIP or something hospital. It's a very nice place, and I'll give to you. Then she's so much pushing, really, and so kind actually. And my wife came here, you know, we took the place. Then I have 0 students in US, not in New York State, okay? The whole US, I have 0 students. And I have a friend whose name is John Edwards. He's a lawyer, just a new lawyer. You know, he's a young man that time. Then through him and me, we sort of get the place and we turn into it. The first teaching I gave is a lot of horse mules in this hall, you know, left over. In the summer, you can smell it because they heat up the thing, the barn, that you can smell a little bit. So we keep, you know, putting incense and doing the programs. And this is how it happened. And I told her that I'm going to turn into meditation place because personally, I don't need big place and I don't really need it. And she said, you can do whatever you want and you want to turn into meditation center. I'm more than happy. Please dedicate to her grandmother. So Catholic woman give me the place for personally and I turn into meditation center like that. So this is the story behind for the students. So don't think that I came here to missionary job and doing converting people. So please don't misunderstand that. Now, after doing this, then some students come, some crazy student coming around, then more crazy came, then slowly they become there. Then we fixing the places, and slowly. Now you just enjoy this place, and you have a nice toilet. As came out after a long time. And I remember a lot of people need to use porta potty, and in the summer, and the porta potty goes up is not really enjoyable. And so no money, and not difficult to carry on, difficult to clean up. So you should know that it's, came up in the many levels. So I kept a very rustic area because I don't want to bring too many of our culture, colors like that. We are very colorful people. I don't know why, but we have like a lot of colors. Japanese Buddhists, they have less colors, but we have a lot of colors. So we want to paint everything. And I said the American people need a little bit rustic. So I said keep a little rustic. So that's why we kept the whole wood, rustic, more like American style of barn, like that. So this is sort of suitable for your mindset. Don't not be too overwhelmed by the colors. So you can see these 6 tangas here. Then it's a male and a female, kind of not really balanced, but you can see a lot of figure. And this is Buddha Shakyamuni, of course, is our Buddha. And this is Grintara, is a female. And the Guru Rinpoche, this today I'm going to talk about it, and I explain, is this one, just behind of you. This is the Guru Rinpoche, and he has a wife. He has a consort. He have a wife in Tibet, and she is one of the best students ever exist. And she lived very long, over 100 something over years. And she's the very strong figure in our tradition. And this is she here, this painting. This is her. You can see that she's wearing a Tibetan dress. The long hair on the top is not the Tibetan style. It's we want to make this little bit look like the divine kind of way. But normally dress is the Tibetan dress. And this is Minzushiri in his consort. Yeah, it's for wisdom. And this is the future Buddha, the Buddha of the Matripa, Matriya. Yeah, it's the Chamba Gombo. So this is the future Buddha. So this is the 6th painting, and all this is my teachers. Karmapa and the Dalai Lama is the main figure in my Buddhism, so I think you know. But this is my teacher, Tuku Ujien Rinpoche, Jabje Sokze Rinpoche, and Yushu Khen Rinpoche is my meditation teacher. Then I received empowerment from Tenku Khyentse Rinpoche from very young time. This Rinpoche here, this big Rinpoche here, he came when I born. My parents told me, I don't remember, that I born today. Next day, this big guy came and he cut my hair. He gave name. He did the washing. Baptized, I think you know. When I say washing, I think many new students doesn't know. New baptized by him. So this is the story behind. So that is my late father, and that is my uncle, Chujinyama Rinpoche. We are the same monasteries. That's why I received many empowerment from my late father, and I received some teachings from my uncle. Yeah. And my main teacher is this here. This is my main teachers. Okay. So now, so Guru Rinpoche. So Guru Rinpoche, after Guru Rinpoche stay in Tibet for many years, then the youngest son is emperor. And so Guru Rinpoche said, now the establishment is very good, Samye Manasiri is good, all the student has a siddhi, we call siddhi, realization, everything's perfect. Now Guru Rinpoche said, now my time to go. And the youngest emperor, he cried. He said, one time I have my dad, and I have the great monk, Shanti Rakshita, then I have a you, but now my dad died, the Shanti Rakshita is passing, and now you want to leave us, then what I have nothing. So he cried so much, the emperor, and he fainted. So Guru Rinpoche took him in the lap and blow and say, oh, don't worry. What is your problem? He says, When I'm sick or my nation sick, what to do? When I have famine in my nations, what we should do? When we have warfare, what we should do? It's like that. He have a lot of problems, so he couldn't mention. The problem actually whatever we have this time in the world. So Guru Rinpoche said, don't worry, you think of me, I will support you, I help you, I guide you. So he gave the whole transmission of practices in that time. So then Guru Rinpoche actually flew in front of the publicly. All the emperors and ministers and kings and whatever, all these people, Guru Rinpoche stay in called Kongtang Laka. It's a kind of small mountain pass. Then Guru Rinpoche sort of flew in the sky. Then he flew. And Guru Rinpoche said, every month, lunar calendar, 10th, I will come to see all you. This is what he said. Then he comes every month, he said. Then he flew away. And when he flew away, then how you say, the place he flew is the kingdom or the place of we call Rakshas, but Rakshas meaning, we translate to cannibals, but I don't think it's really cannibals. It's more like, I don't know how to say.
They're like human, flesh-eating demons, sort of.
Not demons, but human beings, but little bit violent, basically. Yeah? We are actually flesh eating. I just ate yesterday steak, so I'm a flesh eater too. But luckily, who knows, I'm not demon yet. But I think it's very important to understand that this kind of places, Guru Rinpoche said he could visit and he could maintain there. So this place called Copper Color Mountain, there has a mountain in the middle, look a little bit like copper color. And Guru Rinpoche actually has a stay there and give the teachings to the surrounding of the kingdoms where they are flesh-eating dweller kingdoms, dwellers, flesh-eating dwellers with Rakshas. Then he becomes that. So now that becomes a pure land. So all the practitioners of Guru Rinpoche followers, we always pray to reborn to Guru Rinpoche's place where he is. So today is this, and why this today? Today is the Guru Rinpoche day, lunar calendar 10th. And Guru Rinpoche life story, we have a very thick book in Tibetan and revealed by many famous masters about journey of his life stories. And Guru Rinpoche, in English, they have some translations, but not really detailed, especially located places where is Guru Rinpoche actually went, which located. It's very typical. So one day, over 10 years ago, over 10, 11, 12 years ago, and my wife, Nubla, and me, we sat down, and she said that they have no many good information in internet, and all the information is not really so accurate. So we should do something. So then she she took the lead and create a group, over 20 people, follow one book and do research, and compile and translate it all together, 3 books. So we call Footsteps of Guru Rinpoche in Nepal, Guru Rinpoche in India, and Guru Rinpoche in Tibet. So the 3 volumes, came up from there. So then again, we discussed last 2 years ago. I said, just having a book, students are such a busy and lazy that they usually buy the books, but they don't read the books many times. Then I told Nubula that what you should do kind of a webcast every month in a conjunction with Guru Rinpoche Day, and reminding the students about his life stories and telling the books where, what. So that happens 12 months ago. Stefan from Germany, Peter in the US, Robi in the US, and Noor is an Indian student. 4 of them. And when they make the books, you have a Libby who helped put in English in the right way. So this is a 4-person put together in a webcast. And this webcast is just actually for you, honestly speaking, to reconnect to life story. And people take the opportunity, this live cast, I think you learn a lot actually about Guru Rinpoche and life story, because sometimes Guru Rinpoche becomes like a picture, a statue, nothing history, nothing to connect, So that's why this live cast I think is very, very important. And I know you all enjoy it. And I know I just mentioned all the people work very hard and for you. And they did it very greatly and, and put much of their heart. Then I'm really happy. And today is the last live cast of the Guru Rinpoche's life story. So that's why this is particular, I like this prayer. This prayer has a very uniquely, beautifully, because it's done by Guru Rinpoche's consort, or we call the only mother in Vajrayana, in Tibet tradition. We call the Yeshe Tsogyal, the ocean of wisdom. This is her name. Okay, and that is this lady here that you have, Yeshe Tsogyal. Yeshe means wisdom, and Tsogyal meaning the great ocean,
Victorious
great ocean of wisdom. This is her name. And Guru Rinpoche said he have many disciples. The best disciple he have, and he said in the future no good to be best than that, is Yeshe Tsogyal, because he fulfilled Guru Rinpoche's understanding. She served Guru Rinpoche. She practiced very diligently and went through a lot of hardship. And she actually went through kind of, robbers almost went through rape case, actually. Not completely rape, but kind of went through like a robber catch him going through rape. And she's practicing compassion, and she's giving teachings, and all the robber becomes a disciple. All the raper become disciple of hers. And like that, they have a lot of hardship, like whatever the women go through this time, actually she went through all that. So she becomes such a significant for the Tibetan practitioners, Vajrayana practitioners, because of this legacy she put in. And after that, she went back to the Samye monastery, for example, and Guru Rinpoche left. All the older disciples, some pass away, some left to the practice. Then the Samye monastery completely declined after 30 years or 40 years, whatever. Then again, she went back. She was a very old lady. She stayed in that Samye monastery, rebuilt the education system again, the realization, again back. And we know that she actually achieved Rinpoche body, that she did not left her body in the world to do cremation or to burial or ceremony. The whole body becomes actually Rinpoche body. This is what we say. So that's why we have many disciples of Guru Rinpoche still now, that they actually don't leave the body in the world, remain in the body in the world, that we can see and touch. The body whole becomes achieve rainbow body. And that tradition is very strongly put it by Guru Rinpoche in Yeshe Tsogyal in Tibet. In 1998, actually, monastery of my wife, called Lumurab Monastery in Kham in eastern Tibet in Nyagrong. And there was a Kempo, like professor, practitioner. His name is Kempo Achu. And I actually saw his video. He's sending messages to late father of my father-in-law, and saying, please come back to Tibet, and we need to practice. Our practice is declining. Something like concern. But he doesn't know that somebody videoing. And they said, oh, Rinpoche, please say something. Oh, no, 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 no. He said, okay, I'm done, And he didn't know that actually he's doing video. This monk, this Kempo Achu, 1998, passed away. No remain of the body. Completely achieved Rinpoche body. 1998. Not 1,000 years ago, not 500 years ago, not 100 years ago. Still achieving maturity in Tibet, not outside Tibet. Why? The determination, their certainty, the devotion, and their instruction still alive. So that's why they click together, You have this, how you say, completely sort of suitable condition for them. And when they have a too luxury retreat place, they don't like to do it like practice. They want something very not good place. Like I just mentioned to you, the 70 nuns doing lifetime retreat. This is the only 3 temples. Imagine in Tibet, they have over several thousand temples. Imagine. I'm just talking about the smallest one, the tiniest one. Just a tiny, no money temple. They are doing 70 nuns doing lifetime retreats, meaning they die there in the cave. Imagine that. So I'm such a appreciate to see this, and you all should know something. I know them? No. I saw of them some photos, but some not allowed to take because they're lifetime retreat. They don't want to take photos. Not because of religious. They want to retreat, meaning not looking to people. They just want to practice in their own place. And they stay mostly in the mountain. The amazing part is they're doing this practice not because of their love to the practice. They are not doing the practice because of their love themselves. They're doing this practice dedicating to all of us. Their motivation is to benefit all sentient beings to be free from sorrow and the cause of sorrow. They're putting the practices. Now, you feel the benefit or not? My experience is through remembering them at least a few seconds, then I feel not lonely. I can feel lonely in my room and having pain and no love by anybody, but just at least I have 70 nun doing retreat just for me as a sentient beings, and they don't ask for you anything. They don't ask anything from Buddha. They're not getting anything from me. They're not getting anything from family. They're just doing for based on compassion. And just to feel that, make a connection, I feel this is such a wonderful feeling for myself. So I just want to share my own journey of a great practitioner still alive. So we should be very, very happy. And I know in America and in other places in the world, you're going to have like that, authentic way, not the half understanding and going to retreat is not healthy. And I don't want people to go to retreat and come out with a crazy mind or a crazy attitude. That is very demolishing motivation to go to practice. So I want to go to see people do practice and come out very transformed and very humble, very sincere, down to earth. That is what we want to see, the transformation. We don't want to see any spiritual materialism gain, spiritual materialism fame. We don't want spiritual materialism exploring your own excitement. We don't want a spiritual materialism of your own self-realization and promoting yourself to the world. We don't want that. That in the Buddhist teaching, we call 8 worldly concerns: gain, fame, respect, and entirely enjoyment of yourself is the one thing that we should really watch out. That is mentioned by the Buddha in a sutra over 2,600 years ago. So he's already mentioning before we were born and, in the social media. So he's already mentioning about that. So that's why I want to go back to this, and I don't want to take all of your time. So the first word of Emma Ho, se te karere sena pe yam sembo haleva seke yorese.
The prayer starts with Emaho, which means amazing, how wondrous, how wonderful.
Tatso de yam sembo se te karere sena lama danjar, chö danjar, tana ngazo chö che ngarang seba jua temne, tani che sangji semji ngowo ge sangji de ngarang tong tuba tiyan yam sembo rawa seke yorese.
And that which is amazing is that we have met with the Guru, we have met with the Dharma, and practicing the Dharma, we have come face to face with the nature of mind, which is the true Buddha. That is what is amazing.
Namda samlam tumbe lamatang soate ta number tagba se de sim chu shiga de jurne roya de dang zabu sheva de sim nilu de tonbiti lam tonkin surisena ti tonkin lamares.
Gurus who show me the pure and profound path. Purity is the transformation of the mind. We transform the mind through the Dharma to be pure. And that which is profound is the profound Dharma, the profound truth that has been shown by the Gurus.
Ndrubla nduguzubi idamla se the ndrub se ati nyemba druba le tone. Tene idam gla te nyamlin cheba la tene ngarange chodan jikden yig sabat hamji ndrub thwa de su drub ne ta zo terengene su resena tene idam gla teres.
Yidam deities who grant me all I can wish for in practice. Practice here refers to the practices of approach, accomplishment, and activities. And through these practices, we are granted all that we can wish for, both on the mundane level and on the dharmic or spiritual level. And those who grant us all our wishes are the Yidam deities, our own personal meditation deities.
Tindu sanga doji tikbala lama yidam khandro seji sumji yore tsawa sumji tikkeja shi sungu yores yisojag.
So these first few lines actually refer to the three roots of Vajrayana or secret mantra practice. The three roots are the Guru, the Yidam, and the Dakini.
Parche malu sebe khandro la seyade ta parche seyade chi lunga ge parche nang semji parche sangwa te tene tokso marik bege parche thamje sen ruwati sure sena tene mata khandro nambares.
And Dakinis who dispel each and every obstacle. Obstacles are of three types: outer, inner, and secret. The outer obstacles are physical and on the physical and verbal levels. The inner obstacles are mental obstacles, and the secret obstacles are all our thoughts that come from ignorance. Those who dispel these obstacles are the Dakinis, the female awakened ones.
Soloba depso zibe sungdul soro seyade ta soloba dep seyade chen namba ke tukji chenpa gang sewa nupa sum de tenne tene nga cherang la tenge yos cherang ke tuk karse gre sewa cherang ke chenpa cherang ke nupa de tenne cher nga tenge yos cherige nga la tsu nyingi drewa sewa tone nga la tsu nyingi tone nga la sigro na nga la tene sewa tero jise yores.
I pray to you, please embrace me with your love. When we pray to them, we pray recollecting their love, their compassion, their wisdom, and their capacity. So recollecting the compassion, wisdom, and capacity of the Guru, Yidam, and Dakini, we tell them, we are thinking of you. We are constantly keeping you in mind. Please keep us in your hearts. Please keep us with your love. Make the heart connection with us.
Heart connection means what? Heart connection is like when you see your loved one that you don't have nothing simple way of saying, like, you feel loved, you feel connected, you don't need to go through the manipulation or pleasing or worry about the person going to be manipulate you or whatever. You just have a very simple heart connection, that love. Generally, I think we have experiences. I have experience with my grandparents usually. My mom, sometimes we have love, but we fear, I fear mom. I feel very connected to my dad, but that heart connection is a little different than grandparents. My grandmother is, I feel very loved, and I have nothing to worry about it. I love my grandfather. I don't need to worry about anything. That heart connection is there. And when I sort of remember, instantly I just think about my grandmother, I can actually feel, a little bit like a goosebumps, my heart goes a little bit like, open up, you don't need to judge anything, she's not going to scold me. She's not going to beat me, grandmother is always grandmother, what to do. So Like that. This is kind of heart feeling I think we should put into it. Because human beings, we need to feel something. So the heart connection means like that. Heart connection to Guru, heart connection to Idam, heart connection to the female enlightened ones is that kind of thing we want to have, right? Dani chiwa jurbi tujitse sonta ngara chiwa seyati lu chiwa re lu chi seyati ta uk chiuk da nang de che song kap ke tuzu sharong wala song re se.
When my time of death arrives, so this is referring to the death of the body when both the outer and the inner breath cease.
Sim la nganzo chiwa seyati shege yo ma re se.
We're not talking about the mind ceasing or dying, but the body.
Sim seyati jun kiji la ko chi ne ya che de yo re se.
The mind actually ceases and arises in every instant.
Tende ko sim ge jun de yo re se.
And so the mind is like a continuum that never ceases.
Ta nganzo chewa layang seyati lu de chewa lang ma ke de shege yo re se.
So when we speak of birth, we are also talking about the birth of the body.
The
mind just kind of arises and ceases in a continuum that is never broken. But that moment of death when the body goes through death and the breath ceases on the inside and the outside, that moment is considered really crucial for Dharma practitioners. And what does Yeshe Tsogyal have to say about this moment? Well, there are three important qualities that we need to meet the time of death.
당보대 체들이 시엠벤 상황에 정신 스타 첸디기 상황라 신네 베나 나미 당 잘라 당 다지랑 소소 체디기라 지거와 짐바지 티 짐바가 나와 자네 마용하지 용기 베네 쳔버레스.
Let me not cling onto the experiences of this life. So the experiences of this life, for instance, are, our family, our possessions, our friends, all the things that we may be attached to. At the moment of death, it is extremely important to let go of all attachment to the experiences of this life.
Let go 세요 말고 나와다네 마용하셔서
that these don't even come up.
몰람.
So this is an aspiration.
Aspiration.
That this type of experience doesn't even come up at the moment of death.
Aspiration is very important because, for example, right now, who don't want to be suffer? Nobody want to suffer. Who want to suffer? Mentally, I'm talking about. Nobody wants. But do we suffer? Yeah, we do. And we can sort of give up suffering. No, we can't. I want to give up. It doesn't work. So what we need is aspiration. So my aspiration is not to have any beings go through the sorrow. Means the beings included me, right? 다 니바드 카레스 신감 신도 법에 된든지 송알 신감 신테 가와레스나 다비 신감 다나델라 장도 파레델라 포스도 다비 장도 파레라야 예와 라야테 텐세나 제메로와라 세리오 덴바 세야테 제마도 바시 시두가서 시와가 나와데 슉치에네 신감 시도 포와 그 덴바데 제스마 송와다 직 둔바 세야테 신감 텔라 믹토바지 신감데 끼와랑야데 제메로바체 둔바스 다데 슉치로 도네 신감 가와랑게 여바데 단도 슉치로지 로토바데네 용아 쇼스만함 자가요레.
And then the second quality that we want at the time of death is to remember and be intent on traveling to the pure realms. So these other realms are the pure realms, such as the copper-colored mountain, the Buddha realms or Buddha fields. And at the time of death, since the experience of death is can be so very intense, the aspiration here is not to forget that we want to travel to these other realms. We want to travel to the cover. take rebirth in the copper-colored mountain. So first of all, remembering it, and then having very clear intent of where we want to be reborn.
One is more like a remembering, not forgetting where to rebirth. But the second, pure, how to say it? Intent, meaning that memory, now remembering, becoming more strength. So you actually can sort of directing your mind where to rebirth. Yeah. And in there, I just want to say something. Somebody asked me a long, long time ago, Rinpoche, do you, how you say, do you really trust that reborn to the Pure Land is important? And the person asked me is Asian, young Asian, newspaper writer. And she thought I'm going to say no because I'm young and I'm a modern person. You know, they thought it's free mind. I said, no, I trust I'm going to reborn. Now the point is there that yes, I focus to transform my mind. I want to change my character. I want to do meditation to become a better person. But at the same time, I'm a very open mind to technologies, AIs, food, traveling, no problem. But in the same time, I have a very strong determination of rebirth to Pure Land. Why? Because that actually keeps my mind balanced. The fear doesn't come up. Now you are healthy, you can say I have free mind. But when your time comes, this free mind does not going to work, I guarantee you. So you need to be intelligent enough. Now you sort of make it up. And I'm not that kind of person that, oh, I know that I'm going to rebirth to the Pure Land and I can do whatever I want now. I'm not that kind of person too. I know that I need to transform. I know that I need to become a better person. I can see my mind actually changes and changes my life. I can see that. As a Buddhist follower, I can see it completely. I don't need to believe it. Okay? I see it. But I have the strong determination and trust that I need to reborn. And we did the POA practice here. I think some of you joined the POA, I remember, right? And you had you had the grass in your head. Do you remember? Some of you? Yeah. So all of you have a passport and a visa to go to Pure Land. Now what happened is you say, I don't trust that I practice, meaning you are sort of rebel your passport and your visa. So that is your choice, right? Everybody has a right to choose. American style of saying, you know? Yeah. 다 nga shingam shen to phoki sembe temba dan dumba de shukla tene lusim trabe dunga me ba shos ta luda sem de tra ngu ka tra ngu dunga yung ro ba uk che ro gre dunga yung gre ta gre jingna yung gre tende yung gre te shingam shen to phoba la temba dan dumba de shukla tene luda sem de tra trobe ka la dunga zan na me ba yung sho smalam jang yo res.
And then she continues with the aspiration saying, based on this remembrance and this intention to be reborn in the copper-colored mountain, may I not be pained by the parting of body and mind. So at the time of death, when the breath ceases, that can be an extremely painful experience where a lot of fear comes up. We're terrified by this seizing of the breath and and this end of the body's life. But based on recollecting the pure realm and having that strong intention to be reborn there, Yeshe Tsogyal is making the aspiration that because of that, we may not feel any pain or sorrow at the time of death.
세디엔 나와 누바 줄비체 소 다티 양절 몰롬 당 니바데 가레스나 다체 디그 나와데 놈네 다 치와 lep차네 바르도 나와 샤 바르도 나와데 양 치디그 나와데 조네 그봐 치디그 나와 탐지 눕차네 다 바르데 니마 둔타 숨바네 다 둔타 히바네 고조고요레 치디그 나와 눕두도 깝수 다 가레 원쇼세나 류가 유숨게 나와 데 간데 레스나 자위 동다 메도 차베신 소 당보 되라 류 되라 되네 자유수 동다 링서 밥 매도 그 차밥 라서 봐 영화 쇼세 당보 치가 나왔더라 근데 샤라해.
And as the appearances of this life fade away, so once we have passed away and we enter the intermediate state, during the first 3 weeks of the intermediate state, we still experience a lot of the appearances of the life that has just ended. Once we enter the 4th week of the intermediate state, the appearances of the life that has just ended fade away. And at that time, may our experience be accompanied by rainbows, rains of flowers, and relics. So may our experience of body, speech, and mind, first of all, be one of rainbows, flowers falling, and relics. So these may our outer experience in the Bardo be like that.
So what this actually means is not only you're seeing this, actually people sees this, having rainbows. Like when my grandfather passed away, that is a period of time in Nepal that the date of they have this certain date they're going to rain. No matter what, it's going to rain. Is the one they call a Shivaratri. Called Shivaratri meaning is the day of the night of the Shiva. Every time rains somehow. Then nobody can stop that rain. Some kind of astrological kind of connection that rains. When my grandfather passed away, for 3 weeks, completely blue sky, no one single cloud. Now that is one sign of the great practitioner called great perfection. In the mind, they don't have no clouds. The wisdom have no clouds, so that they flash out. So there are no clouds in the sky for 3 weeks. So when my father passed away, I saw rainbows. When my father Rinpoche body coming from Singapore to Nepal, that day in Asura I'm staying, the rainbow is on the cloud, not like these rainbows. A cloud like this, you have rainbows like this. And I have a video of that. My late father-in-law passed away in California. Khare, what the hospitality. UCLC hospital in San Francisco. And actually, we both of us and my wife a little bit sad, and we went down to the thing, and I said, "Don't be sad. Your father is a very great person. And Rinpoche, and he doesn't dress like religious way, but he's reincarnation one, and I'm not kidding. The rainbow, the first rainbow is like this, straight above the hospital. Okay, the moment he passed away, I have a video. Before he passing, there has an eagle, not eagle, vulture, huge vulture on the UCSFL hospital, like this. Oh, it's so strange, in San Francisco, city, vulture, I don't know. Pretty sure they have it, but I never seen it. Then when they died, huge sun circle, how you say sun, the rainbow round
a halo.
in the middle, 10, 20 eagles flying, but they're huge, because I see very far. Still I see huge. It means they should be very big, I don't know how big is it. I have a video. Condors, yeah. Yeah, very big. Because I know that the plane go far away, you see small, The big is very huge. These things, for me, I not one, not two, not three, I seen many, many times in my life. My grandmothers and so many. So don't talk about that. So here they say when the flower rain, it's not literally flower falling. What it really means is sometimes it's like drizzling, we call flower rain. Sometimes the snow, but the snow actually shaped like a flower, but not like flat one. And I seen a photo because I don't believe these things, the snow ones, because I never seen snow in Nepal, Kathmandu, not in the mountain, but In Kubustan Buddhism, you've seen so many shape of things, but I never seen much of this. Like this is the meaning, yeah. Yang luga romu chodan chi pao khandro dunya suwar sho sayate ta khandro ma de zo changma pao de khandro ma zo pebne ta ngarang ya yang nyen bok romu dra de chi ta de shu dra te ngarang ge nawa ya re shen ge nawa ya ong cho gre ni ga re se ta nga zo lama ka san da na ta o ba me gi shin la tang 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 se ne ya peb do gre se.
And with voices and instruments melodiously resounding, may the Dakas and Dakinis come forth to greet me. So at that time, may the Dakas and Dakinis come to welcome me with voices and instruments that I may maybe my own experience and others' experience as well, hearing these voices and instruments and bringing us to the Copper Color Mountain.
To the Pure Land. So our Lama Kalzang is a practitioner of Amitabha. So I'm making, teasing him. I say he dies and he goes straight Amitabha land. They have no here, no there. Amitabha is the most famous actually. And Copper Mountain, we go up, then Guru Rinpoche is going to send them back. Guru Rinpoche is like that. Anybody will go up, especially great masters, and Guru Rinpoche says, okay, now your time to go back to benefit the beings, not just stay here. Pung, send them back. But Amitabha land, you go there, you're not Buddha, you're not enlightened. But moment you're born there, you never need to come down to samsara. You stay there. The amazing part is you can actually help the family or relatives to bring. That is in Amitabha Sutra. So we have that, but that is not our main practice. Our main practice is meditation, transformation, realization. But then we have an insurance card. Really, I'm not kidding. It's like a death insurance to benefit yourself and the future generations for your own family members. So that's why it's like that. Okay? Ta molamji de karusong arasana tese temba manyam kirim sar songate ta shi rube kapsu Bardo gun shi be kap dang Bardo je kap telayang temba de nyama temba de jiesone tene kirim gomke na kirim zogrim gomko na yang zogrim tene zogshen gomko na yang zogchen tende ke nyamle nenga kare chege yona dik kap tela tene temba jie ma songwa tang dik kap tela temba maji be ting tu kirim zogrim zogba chenbo nenga tamje ngundu jurne su ngundu sar chingne tene hakowa kirim야 kirim sarbocha zorimnan zorin sarbocha zogba chenbo에는 zogba sarbocha ne 송주 도르지 창세 te kirim gong에나 수지고 있고 zorim gong에나네 론조 좁있고 zogba chem gong에나 추지고 게 되네 고방라야 꾸르싱네 상제바 데데지 와 마누와 람지 강라 되네 데데지 람지 강 드버는 영화 중에 뭐럼 잡고 예송하래 다 디디 삐네 가신 보래
기름 기건는 출백호라.
두비고래
In that moment, may my awareness remain undiminished. Let the development stage appear with vivid clarity. And through realizing the unwavering samadhi of the completion stage, from their union, may I arise in the form of Vajradhara. So at the moment of death and in the Bardo, here Yeshe Tsogyal is aspiring that our awareness remains just as clear and that we may keep our memory of our practice so that we may not forget our main practice, whether it's the development stage, the completion stage, or the practice of the great perfection, Dzogchen. May our awareness remain undiminished. May we remember our practice and may understanding of that practice become very clear. So if we are practitioners of the completion stage, may that become entirely clear for us. If we are practitioners of the completion stage, of the development stage, may it be clear. Of the completion stage, may that become clear. The great perfection, may that be entirely clear. Through the development stage, may we manifest, may we actualize the Nirmanakaya. Through the completion stage, may we actualize the Sambhogakaya. And through the practice of the great perfection, may we actualize the Dharmakaya.
Chapter 2 go Rinpoche Sungo re Shiwe Kap Tena Bardo Je Kap Tela Tene Jirim Gomna, Zorim Gomna, Zogo Chimpa Gomna, Kijik Sumla Tene Tang, Tene Ngoshi Temba Top, Ngoshi Zal Zo Temba Toba Tisumte, Be Jogo Chagres Tene Sungo Dose.
Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche said that in the Bardo, if you practice the development stage, the completion stage, or the great perfection, then extremely rapidly, just in 3 moments, you can gain recognition, increase that the power of that experience, and reach stability in your realization just in 3 successive moments.
Kanyin Sena Tik Kap Tela, Tuju Tela Nganzo Luti Rakwa de Mesares.
And the reason for that is because in the intermediate state, in the Bardo, we don't have the coarse body, the coarse physical body.
Luki Jatege, Tena Panganzo Chivu Gongana Gajana Shin Gongana Sheres. Nana Chivu Yorba Puguti. Chivu Pugu Yore de Chilum Gongati, Yoserende Koya, turn to go Marava, Nipat Zazo to Goma, Gongati catches at the turn Gorova. Then Nashinke, Nanzo Lugia de Yopa, then Semla Kaze Yonayang, Chilo Ngun to Gomares. Lugia de Chig Reza to Shakesana, Tenayang, Ngun to Juriala, Let Habo. Tende Yenza Tene Moshi Zanzo Temba to the Bardo Chicable Penipa Chamber Songares.
So the body is like a shell. So if you imagine a little chick inside a shell, then it can't move, and it's very restricted as long as it's inside the eggshell. But when the eggshell breaks, then that little chick can go and do its thing. So just in the same way, when the body falls away, when the physical body falls away and the mind enters the Bardo, the mind is unfettered and its qualities can be fully actualized. And that is why in the Bardo it can be extremely rapid to reach recognition, fully develop that experience, and then find stability.
So imagine as anybody who who knows computer, you have a 2000 year, 2000 Windows, old computer. Now you try to download AI program. It takes a long time. Now you buy a 2025 new computer who has all the hardware enough for download high program of AI. Is instantly you have a very good 5G. Could it be takes like half an hour to everything download easily? Why is the differences? Because the hardware is a Windows 2000 or Windows 2025. That is the differences. Exactly like that, our physical body is like Windows of 2000. It takes time to download and manifest. Is difficult. Okay, so it's scientifically it's like that. Example. Now you understand more. Okay, it's so interesting. Human being. Yeah? We are smart, but we are so stupid one way. You know why? Whenever I put the example of this modern AI stuff, and you all say, "Oh, this is not a religion at all," it's so stupid. What does religion means? I don't know actually. I'm confused what does religion means. But this here is called practice. That's why I tell people Buddhist actually is not a philosophy. Philosopher can create a philosophy based on Buddhism. Okay, Buddhism is not science. Buddhist scientists can make a science point. Okay, it's not religion, but one person who want to believe something and he create a religion, fine. But what is the real true teaching of the Buddhism? Is antidote, medicine. That's it, antidote for your transformation, for your changing, for your realization. It's just a antidote, medicine. It's like for me, it's only antidote. That's it. No more, no less. Now you want to create art, you can make a Buddhism art. Somebody who call life coach, they can create Buddhism is life coach. Somebody who has really like, any kind of person who you can create whatever. But what really Buddha's teaching is, don't do evil, do good, transform your mind. That is my Buddha's teaching. That is the doctrine of the Buddha's teaching. Don't do bad, do good is everybody know. Common sense, actually. But what really makes difference from everybody education level is transforming the mind. Now, how to transform? Then not many people have a clue. Buddhism has a very clear step. Tap, 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 tap. Now you want to go and tap, 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 tap there, then everybody has a different way. Some do, some don't do, then what to do? Yeah. Some do, some do not do, what to do? This is a very nice way of saying, actually. Huh? Some do, some don't do, what to do? And then, now, 답이 야골래서 가르데 레이지 코로와 참 시나스 당 nganzo 박차 세그레 박차 남도 왕도 드로네 코로와 나와암 코로와라 찌와 시나스
And travel upon the unmistaken path. Yet, if my karma leads me to wander in samsara, so basically, if because of our strong habits, we once again have the experience of samsara, or we take rebirth in samsara.
대형 다 코로와 나는 독실 알아봐라.
And especially in samsara, the worst place is the hells, right?
다 냐와 찌와 랑나
So if we are reborn in hell,
냐위 사초 용샤예 강다 냐위 그 사자 탐제데 얘도 오마 그 하예 샤예 강나시 통화 쇼스
may the realms of hell appear as fine celestial palaces. So may the realms of hell appear as these pleasant, wonderful palaces.
몰람레세
This is the aspiration.
냐 송남장 낭동 하예 고스 냐와라 댕에 송고 당아서 캠볼 냐마 베자다 아와 랑고 다마 띵고스 요레 세고레 랑게 고다 찌운 고 칭가데 신 동키네 데네 국네네 신 아와 랑고세 데 소고 미엠발 랑고 고시야시 다마 띵고세 데네 소고 미엠방 고 찌우 칭가데 요레 동키네 국네 데니 데요레 냐송 냐와 송키 데도 상황 라예 라 다라세 이담 라벨라 나와 용와 쇼스 말람 자바
Hell's guardians as deities empty yet visible forms. So then in hell, the hell's guardians who there's in the text it says there's these human-bodied and bull-headed guardians or human-bodied and monkey-headed guardians who hit you and torture you with their spears and so on. So may these guardians appear as the deity, empty yet visible.
어디에 와 쇼세 나름의 동안 대화 샤워 쇼스다 냐와는 또슈 나름에 봐세 그것도 빼 할레베 그 동안 첨부 된리 그 동안 첨부 대용 동안 탐제데 데비가 나와야 봐 쇼라 쇼스 되네 이슈 좀 몰람 잡아 몰람 좀 봐.
And may unbearable suffering be perceived as bliss. So even the worst of the hells, which is the hell of an unbearable suffering, may even that be experienced as bliss. This is again the aspiration that Yeshe Tsogyal makes.
남바 산지베 추들라 냐와 요 말했던 랍고 말해 간저게
So we never say that there are no hells in the Buddhist Dharma.
간저고 냐와 요 말해서 랍고 말해
But we also don't say that there are no hells. And we don't say that there are hells.
강에서는 띠랑 소소 간 나와라 봐
Basically, it all arises from one's own experience.
나와들 요래 요 말을 라베 톱당 수지가 요 말해
And how can you say whether someone has a certain experience or not?
You have no right to say that your experience of hell is whether it exists or not. Nobody has any right to say that. That's why what Buddhism is, our philosophy, our base of understanding is hell exists because you see it. But I did not see it, but you see it. But hell is not exist because I did not see it. Means that, for example, somebody who are depressed, or imagine you went through some kind of mental crash down in life, anxiety, for example, or worse than anxiety is panic attack. You have worry becomes a physical explosion, physical experiences. Then you have a anxiety. And anxiety manifests much more fast and grows and like a rocket, very fast, impact becomes a panic attack. But the all root cause is fear. Constantly having fear in your head on the back of your mind constantly. And when you can sort of diverse your mind from that, you're kind of healthy. And your mind cannot diverse from that, sort of mind sort of suck into that, you become patient. You see? So imagine you go through panic attack and you go to see a psychiatrist who is a very healthy person who never experienced, he or she, psychiatrist, ever experiences panic attack. And she says, she listens all your problem. And she says, of course, I want to help you, but panic attack never exists. Imagine what happens to you. The first thing you feel is rejection, isn't it? The second thing, you're not going to fix me because you don't understand my feeling, isn't it? So that's why Buddhism base of our understanding of health is like that. We cannot say no, we cannot say yes, but it's there because we need to say there because people does experience these things. That's why Buddha said, and he, our Shantideva, very famous, I think everybody loves here, all the practitioners, is one of my favorite. He actually said, who put the effort to create this metal earth, a metal floor? Who put effort that flame goes up 1 feet constantly 24 hours in hell? Who put all that effort? Who is the creator? Basically. You know what Shantideva says? Is nobody done this put effort. It's just a reflection of your own anger is manifested that. So what it really means is we don't say no, we don't say yes. What we say is where they're actually manifesting is manifesting from your own anger. So I tell you, one time, we had a time in life, we have a nightmares, right? In the dream, falling from sky, ghost chasing you, X, or snake, or the ghost, or animals beating you, or like any nightmares. You know why we have nightmares? Honestly speaking, we have nightmares because we have hatred in our heart to someone. That's it. Whether you accept or not, until you have hatred in your heart, you're going to have nightmare. The worst. Now imagine you have no nightmare. Fine. You have a bad mood in the morning when you wake up. That your mood is not sort of unpredictable mood. You wake up in the morning, sometimes you're sort of happy, enjoy, sometimes it goes bad mood, like that. Unpredictable mood. Anybody has it? Means you have hatred in your heart. I'm sorry to say that. So I had bad nightmares. I had bad moods, meaning like unpredictable mood. But when you really practice genuinely love and compassion, especially compassion to all beings, when you have this resolve, your hatred in your heart, turn into compassion, you have no trace of hatred in your heart, you have no trace of that, the first experience you're going to be, you're free from nightmares. Number one. Second, when you wake up in the morning, you have predictable mood. Okay, you wake up morning, you don't need to do any special thing. Sage me. Okay? Okay? Or do some coffee drinking rituals. Everybody has some ritual in the morning, You need to do anything special. You're going to have a good mood in the morning. Okay? Good meaning predictable mood, not a bad mood. Okay? This all things is through your own resolving your hatred, honestly speaking. Okay? So now they like that. Okay? 다 되는 상황. 다 링zen lama 남지 타 되네. 다 나가 자외 lama다 기베 lama 타 제가 타네. 나야 된.
May the Vidyadhara gurus guard me on either side, so may the root and lineage gurus support me from all sides.
이담 하소 남게 잡네. 저랑 이담 그 사고 사서 잡내는데 제.
The Yidam deities uphold me from behind, so the Yidam deities are kind of pushing us from behind.
최종 송관 남게 치네 좀.
The Dharma protectors and guardians outwardly shield me.
파워 칸든 드는 소쇼.
As Dakas and Dakinis welcome me in front.
어따 디진에 라마 예담 칸도 최종생아도 송대 dim들이.
So this is why we always speak of the Guru, Yidam, Dakini, and Dharma protectors.
In the Vajrayana, we say it's very important all that because of when we die, the gurus, all the gurus, going to come sight like this. Right now, you can imagine just like that, a little bit like this. All the your male, all the Idam deities, help you like this. All the protectors goes like this, and all the dakas dakini in the front you could take. Imagine, just think how fortunate actually you are. Where you feel spiritual unprotected or spiritual loneliness, none. You see, so this is the unique part of the Vajrayana. We focus on Guru, Deva, Dakini, and Dharma protectors. And when we die, all of that, actually in living, we are supported by that. But when we die, they're all going to come to you and support you throughout to the journey. The journey is not that long, actually, it's very fast.
In Udayana's glorious western copper-colored mountain. So says the mountain is shaped like a heart. In the celestial palace of the lattice of lotus light. So on this mountain, there's a celestial palace called the Lotus Light Palace, which is like a lotus from which 100-colored light rays emanate. The Pure Land where the Vidyadhara gurus reside, and the main Vidyadhara guru here being Guru Rinpoche, Pamasambhava, who resides in the copper-colored mountain. So what are we aspiring for? We are aspiring that we may miraculously take birth within a lotus flower right there in Guru Rinpoche's own realm. But generally, aside from wishing to take birth there, then we don't know what else to aspire for. However, Yeshe Tsogyal is not like that. As soon as I am born, may I meet face to face with Pama, heir of the victors, and recognize it as him. So she is aspiring that as soon as she is born there in the lotus flower,
anybody born,
or we are born there, that we may immediately meet Guru Rinpoche, and meeting with Guru Rinpoche, we may immediately recognize him. So just being reborn there is not enough, right? We also need to meet Guru Rinpoche. And just meeting Guru Rinpoche is not enough. We need to recognize him.
So I have a story. Our great revealer, Chugyu Dechen Shibu Lingba. Chugyu Lingba, in his vision, he went to Zangtopari. And he recognized Guru Rinpoche instantly. Then beside, he saw a very beautiful Dakini, looking at him. Say, hey, son, do you remember me? And Chugyu Lingba forgot her. And she said, oh, I'm preparing this empowerment. I'm your mother, Yeshe Tsogyal. You forgot me, he said. So Chugyu Lingpa said, yes, I did forget you a little bit, because of the rebirth, in a mother's womb, this physical body, all these things. He forgot instantly, little bit time, he forgot about Yeshe Tsogyal. And Yeshe Tsogyal actually preparing the empowerment, the great Dzogchen teachings that Chugyu Lingpa he going to reveal again. He actually receiving these whole instructions that time. So that's why Yeshe Tsogyal aspiration to reborn to Pure Land is amazing. Just look at just few lines, it's just clear you up how knowledge and wisdom she has. Right? Ta 야 깨발랑 구름부지 샤르잘 구름바임바 ngo시세비 제수 쥐마 민비 무규 트락보이 달미 땡징 제수 점바쇼스타 쥐바 마임바 조샤와 마임바 랑신 슈게 되네 상지 ngo인 삼베 까딘 상제를 하바 되네 상지 ngo수 나와게 기 무규디 슈게 옹게 슈게 옹라 때네 Guru Rinpoche ke te nga tuk tsewa chenpo ke Jesu tsenpa sho samalam jabares.
Then, with genuine fierce devotion, may I follow and rely on him without separation. So, having been reborn in the copper-colored mountain, having met with Guru Rinpoche and having recognized him, may we have genuine, just naturally arising devotion, not fabricated, not contrived in any way, but this very natural, genuine devotion of recognizing Guru Rinpoche as the Buddha in person, as the actual Buddha who is greater even in kindness to us than the Buddha himself. And with this devotion of seeing Guru Rinpoche as the true Buddha, may we follow and rely on him, being embraced with his care, establishing this heart connection and never being separated.
다 양 티코 Guru Rinpoche Jesu tsenpa chikin riki yo marwa.
And just being embraced in Guru Rinpoche's care in this way is also not enough.
Tetse ringzen pema jongne tang sangje chansa ringzen khandro so.
Thus, becoming an heir to Vidyadhara Padmasambhava, to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all the Vidyadharas.
Tade kare songo yorese na sangje dang chanchu senpa namba matse beke rikpa zenpa nanga zobon Guru Rinpoche cheke te ngarang cheke se dam semo jurne karawa se dam semo jurne tena sangje jitenpa de menupa 야 젠바 쇼스나 상제 템버 젠베 몰람레스.
So here the aspiration is that we may become a son or daughter of all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, and chief among them, the Guru Vidyadharas, as well as the Dakinis, and all the enlightened ones. And becoming their son or daughter, may we uphold the banner of the ever-flourishing teachings. So may we always uphold the Dharma as like raising a banner.
So basically, you reborn there the Pure Land, you saw Guru Rinpoche, you recognize Guru Rinpoche, you gain the devotion without any effortlessly. Then because of the devotion, actually your heart connection towards Guru Rinpoche, then instantly Guru Rinpoche's blessings, you gain the realization of nature of mind. And because of that reason, you become a son or the daughter instantly of all the Vidyadharas. Vidyadhara means Guru Rinpoche. So now, Shantideva mentioned in the way of Bodhisattva, to become a Buddha's son or the Buddha's daughter, what you need to do is to have in your heart a bodhicitta. May all sentient being free from suffering, cause of suffering, intend enlightenment. That kind of thought, and becomes a manifest in your heart, effortlessly arise in your heart. Instantly, you change your name. This we said, just to have that, you change already. You become the son or the daughter of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, especially Buddhas. In here, it becomes like that. You go there, your heart feel connection, instantly you gain realization. Okay, because of that reason, you become the holder of the Dharma. What is the true Dharma? The true Dharma is the realization. The transformation and the realization is the true Dharma. Now, when you have that in your heart, you are automatically the holder of the great banner of the Buddha's teachings, because you're already holding the true teachings in your heart and your realizations. Okay? 다 감성 코르베 셈제 말류바 코르베 자조체레 뉴르 달네 소 다디 상지 그때반 젬바지 페게 말에 감성 라 코르베 셈제 탐제데 남도 준 메체바지 제 되게 요도 텐제 그 남소 윤 마시바 제 대화 딜라 되네 남도 되 잘네 남로 타르발링 스나 남도 데 잘송에 링틀라 되네 타르발링 송 델라 되네 남도 데 잘위 탑티 semjen 타 제데 듣고 남도 당보 누가데 야골소 야고데 된 남도 ngo 동반이 데 ngo체니야 타르빌 친르비게 대변천보함 다 가르세르 짭 로바칭의 친구지 용화쇼 소말람 잡아래서 텐데 다데 당보 템바다 semjen 송 당보 템바라 템반 짐비게 말람 니발라 semjen라 타반데메 말람세 다 템바 semjen 니거든다 신감라 제와 랑차네 양 기부 당 쇼그되게 요 말에 때르드네 데레 차와 나게요 그래서 템바 semjen 일
And not only may we uphold the teachings of the Dharma, but also may we swiftly free all beings of the three realms from the vast ocean of samsara. So all beings are caught within the unceasing flow of thoughts, because thoughts are just unceasing. They keep us bound within samsara, within the realms of sorrow. And that being the case, may we become for beings like an omniscient guide, capable of leading them all to the land of freedom, so capable of freeing them from this cycle of unceasing thoughts and bringing them to complete liberation from that. So not only do we uphold the teachings, but we also want to benefit beings. There's always these two, upholding the teachings and benefiting beings. So we are not just aspiring to be reborn in the pure realm so that we can have a jolly good time there, but once we have been reborn there, we should aspire to also uphold the teachings and benefit all beings.
네. 다 타마라들 가르송와서 라마 라메 군조손지 진랍통 되네 이담 하존남지 뉴트당 다가 하산다 베토도지 zon다 데 겐숨라 되네 군조숨다 라나메베 군조숨다 자베 라마 구르름버치 투지 진랍 랑게 이담다 칸을 하존남게 뉴투 투뉴바 또 다가 학섬 닭바서는 나라 심 닭바 닝지 덥게 셈라 되네 간지 메조베 셈 넘버 닭바 그 디투도블라 되네 데링 상도 바레를 제발람에 멀람 가리 잡아 탐제티 도버 쇼치 손타네 다 탈라 가서고 타주다고데 데레서
And so the conclusion of this aspiration goes, by the blessings of the unexcelled three jewels, so by the blessings of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the power of the hosts of Yidam deities, so by the strength and power of the Devas, the Yidam deities, and the force of my pure altruistic wish, so the force of my own intention, which is free from any selfishness, free from any egotism, by this pure altruistic wish, may my prayers be fulfilled. May everything I have prayed for in this aspiration be fulfilled in this very way. This is the conclusion of the prayer.
데레 다디 가한 제레스나 사미 친부 나카루트 낭라 데네 다시 사미 친부 낙데데 통마송데 빠는 제마송데네 께마 요연지리 친부 나카투르라 데네 칸드로마 히소제르게데네 상도 빠레 몰롬데 제바인 소리
And where was this composed? So the colophon says, here ends the prayer composed by Khandro Yeshe Tsogyal in the forest charnel ground of Chimpu, of Samye Chimpu. So nowadays the pictures of Samye Chimpu don't show a forest, but most likely at the time there was a forest, and in the charnel ground, which was within that forest, Khandro Yeshe Tsogyal composed this prayer.
테네타 남바산지 비기 추 나라 라마야 야보 용거레 두자야 용거레 데이나양 오네 추 코랑데 nenga chimbo pe mese be tenechi lama yapo jer lama sangbo je de jena ngone chuse ya de haleba jere
So, in the Buddha Dharma, it is possible to meet with a bad teacher and it's possible to meet with a good teacher. There are both. But if one is so fortunate to meet with a good, authentic teacher of the Buddha Dharma, then that is incredibly fortunate.
chuse ya de ngone za chimbo jere hedo tanda de jara nyongyo mare
The Dharma is so incredibly precious. Many of you haven't even tasted that yet.
That's why you don't know what I'm actually saying it. But who knows, in the future, you can test it, and see how. First, we want to change a little bit. Transformation is number one. Then realization comes after. But many people try to chase after realization, but the transformation forgetting. That is the problem. Imagine I'm going to do
Marathon.
triathlon, but actually I cannot walk nicely. But I want to wish to do today and to join this triathlon on the organized in Boulder, Colorado, or somewhere, and I want to go fly there and do it. It's like how crazy it can be, right? And the first thing you say, are you crazy? Are you stupid? Or are you what? Like that. When people say, I want to do the realization of emptiness or whatever nature of mind, so called, I prefer to say the first is get a little bit first change, a little bit transformation, get better person first. Then your body is good, you're running well, swimming not bad, bicycling good, balance of wine. Then you should try trial, you know. Then of course you're not going to get number one, but you're not going to fail, at least, So this is my way of seeing it. Buddha's teaching. Your transformation is number one. I keep saying this to all my Sangha members and students and friends. Transformation is number one. Without transformation, then the Buddha's teaching is going to be, I don't know what, Okay? So, thank you very much for listening. Actually, my program is just for 1 hour, but because we have so many new faces, so I don't want to just bombard everything in the first, So that's why I just make it, put in minutes of pep talk, lay out things, and then slowly I tell the story about Pure Land and rebirth. Anybody have one or two questions, then it's okay to ask.
I'll pass the mic to you. We also have some questions from the chat.
Okay, all right.
Just a few.
Rinpoche Las, I know sometimes these aspiration prayers also have like a beautiful melody that go with them. And so I'm asking if there is one, and if you know it.
And this one,
would
I
you
don't
sing
know.
it? Okay.
This one, no. We know the Dhameshidam, right? Dhameshidam yeme bemanjo rananda bezando paresh nare yere me maju nyome dene namda jingdo jivarajo namda zalandembe lamadan devlandu guzorve yedanla parje malu zerve kandrola sorva devzo zeve zondozo dane je wajurve duje Cedre jembe nawa menjonji, shengang jen dobo we trendunji, lusem dara we dongarai me barai jo, te cede nangwa nu barai jurbe ze, jau don da me doi charbe shen, yanyen lo gara rumo tsodanji. Pao Khandro Ndune Zorejo Teze Temba Manyam Jerem Zara Zorem Denze Meyoro Ngonjorone Somjo Doro Je Jange Kurjende Manro Lam La Dage Dobarejo. Something like that. Okay? So I think just I did copycat the music. Okay? All right.
Thank you, Rinpoche. We do have a few from
Please
the
ask.
chat. So the first one I think you already answered, but it was asking whether there's a difference between the copper-colored mountain and other Pure Lands. But I think you may have answered this.
Copper Mountain we like to do because of Guru Rinpoche. And Amitabha Pure Land is the most famous one by the Buddha. And Copper one. And our own lineage, actually, Choju Lingpa lineage, we have our own Pure Land too, called Lotus Kavaram. It's the beside Amitabha land. And very easy to go. And many people say, why Buddhism have so many Pure Land? That's why it shows that anybody can become a Buddha and you can make aspiration to have Pure Land. That is the greatest news. You only have one Pure Land means bad news, because means you never become Buddha. You see, this is what I think. All right. Okay.
Okay, and the next question is, are the Pure Lands also a projection of our mind, or is there something more to them?
Your mind and the Buddha's aspiration complete, and your pure perception is combined. It's combined.
Okay, that is it for questions.
Okay. Anybody here want to have questions? One or two? Nobody? Okay. 넘버 대한 상황 이해선도 다게 되는 것 상황 이해선도 지지 종마서 이 책된 소도 진짜 얘네 40% 되는 제가 가야 지지면 우진 유진 노장상 뱀마 게자란 동보라 염진 조개 ngurni 뱀만 중에 예수 Kordon Khandro Mongbe Guru Jiji Jizo Da Drupji Jinji Lavjiri Jizo Zo Guru Bema Zede Hon Nejo Dero Chembola Drupjo Dala Wangshi Gegdan Longden Parje Zo Jodan Damo Ngoro Zoro Deson Zanje Guru Rinpoche Ngoro Kunda Dewa Jembe Ja Parje Kunzara Dendoro Rab Sorwan Devzo Jinje Labdo Zo Chinang Sangwe Barje Jiva Dong Samba Lunje Rubre Jinje Lo Dukje Dala Jinje Lo Zewe Dazo Lamna Dala Ngoro Zo Nibe Daso Barje Zo Jiye Barje Chero Zo Nange Barje Nando Zo Sangwe Barje Yingso Zo Gube Chazara Jabzo Oma Ahong Benzang Guru Bema Zede Hong Oma Ahong Benzang Guru Beman Tamdeng Zara Benzara Samaya Za Zede Bala Hong Urjin Rinpoche La Sorwa De Kaje Paje Menjong Yin Tunjin Samba Rupa Dang Chodang Tumong Uru Zardo Zon Deme Yedan Yerme Beman Jong Rang Dabe Zando Bar Nangre Yeme Junyong Me Ngang Dune Namda Yin La Je Warai Sho Namo Guru Chokjo Du Je Jawa Zedang Je Lama Yedam Khandro Shojong Zo Malu Shin Je Dunyi Dunje Namgara Bede Delai Sho Lunga Yezong Gebe Chaza Lo Shenang Sangwa Deje Nyege Cho Tenjo Deje Namje Changaro Ngunje Dekbe Sonam Danu Sha Dade Mege Jebe Rak Dajire Dake Dan Sonam Gezo Guna Yera Ngunje Zonam Nyange Mentawa Dene Somdan Lame Chokrogo Gezo Malu Doi Jola Ngodona Lame Tarbe Sajin So Sanje Seje Dala Gons Dake Zambe Malam Rasande Jawa Kundu Zanda Deze Dan Baban Jambara Yanje Chemba Dan Dedara Kunje Jesu Dalo Shu Tembe Bajuro Lama Renjen Namka Shindo Kuna Jabra Nida Shindo Kuna Zore Shu Rewe Shindo Dadu Dembare Shu Tembe Shima Gendru Rembo Je Tukdun Temzang Lapsang Kejo Shu Tembe Nyembo Sanga Drube De Tamze Denshin Jesu Tembe Jimdan Shojong Jarbo Yang Chapsi Jeshin Tenla Membare Shu Tembe Shabdik Jari Lombo Yang Lotu Rabe Zadan Tembare Shu Tembe Zomje Chimdan Jordan Na Longshu Dershe Nyeze Tenla Tebe Yangbe Jakam Gun Deje Barji Shore Shu Lamla Nebe Nanjuru Dani Jang Tamse Menyam Samba Dobre Shu Dala Sange Leje Dejuru Gang Nekam Tadu Javi Dona Lamin Tekbin Guru Shune Kunsan Jase Jembo To Barai Sho Changju Semcho Rembo Je Maji Panam Jejuru Jik Cheba Nyamba Kondo Be Warai Sho Sonam Deye Tamje Sekba Nye Tomne Nyebe Danam Pamje Ne Chega Naje Bala Roba Ye Seben Sole Roa Warai Sho Jambala Bavi Jedare Jem Kundu Zambo Deyan Deyendo Deda Kunje Jesu Dalo Jo Gewan Deda Tamje Rabdo Ngo Tesom Shikbi Jawa Tamje Je Ngoa Gangla Chokdo Ngawa Ye Dage Ngevin Zawa De Zambo Juche Rabdo Ngowarai Je Demba Jekden Kanso Jamba Dang Demba Nye Shindu Sarva Dang Tenzen Polo Dashin Jeba Temba Yuring Nebe Trashi Sho Jawa Kunji Nyalam Jikburu Javi Yongla Tekcho Dzokwa Chi Jawa Peme Ringlong Hanjurubi Jaltin Chokdara Chabi Trashi Sho Indrubi Dirichen Jamzo Kolo Juru Dondolo Chokjuru Dechen Lengba Ringlo chokdu kundu chaba dang pende gezen gebe trai shi sho. So thank you everybody, and thank you all the webcast participants. And I'd like to say thank you very much our Samye Translation Publication and Samye Institute team, especially Stefan and Peter, Robbie and Nur. They work entirely very hard work for this webcast of Guru Rinpoche. And I really wish this can reach many people, especially benefit their journey of understanding Guru Rinpoche and Vajrayana practices. So thank you very much, all of you listening today. Thank you. And thank you for Orion translating. And thank you very much. Thank you.